Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Space Canada TV. My name is Super Evil Poptarts, and welcome to, it's been a while, the Final Fantasy XIV Weeb Wednesday stream. Yes, I'm doing it the lazy way. Hello, everyone. Anyway, we're here because of a couple things. One, the 6.3 patch happened yesterday. Happy late patch day. It is patch 6.3, Gods Revel Lands Tremble. I haven't done much of it. Don't worry, I will not be giving spoilers out for it. I know better. I don't want to be excommunicated from the community. All I've done is I've done Tataru's Grand Adventure, and I've started the main story quest. So I haven't really taken a deep dive. I will be probably going over some of the patch notes in here. With me, though, I have Bam, aka Jedi Polaris, in the chats. And he has finally finished the patch quests for Shadowbringers.
Finally.
So we will be talking Shadowbringers a lot, mostly. He's dealing with the credits right now, so he hasn't gotten into Endwalker yet. He has it, but he hasn't gotten in there yet. So I guess spoiler warning. I know the community doesn't like spoiling stuff, but we might be talking certain things that happen in Shadowbringers. But I think we're safe. You know, it's been a while. So, we're going to talk mostly about what Bam thought of Shadowbringers, story, characters, some things he liked, some things he didn't like mechanics or how they set things up. So it's just going to be, you know, kind of like a dissection of Shadowbringers from Bam. I've long ago finished it. It's just it's awesome. In my mind, and yeah, I know there might be some little niggles in there, but I can overlook them because the overall product is just awesome. So, Bam, I don't think we did. I don't know if we did the stream of when you finished the main story quest, but why don't you give a sum up on what you felt about the whole? We'll just go with the main story quest for now, from Shadowbringers. From the beginning all the way to what you just did.
So, I go to this weird doodad, and it teleports me to another dimension, right?
One of the shards, specifically.
A good old badge, and then I'm yoinked into the first. The story overall, heck of a start if you were intelligent enough to start with Alisaie's quest once you got in. I, however, was a fool and started with the most boring character on the list of Scions.
Your favorite character.
Alphano, who was so surprised when it turned out that the big fat corrupted dude was actually a big fat corrupted dude. It's like, yes, this French society looking circus is totally normal. Nothing will go wrong. Everything is hunky-dory. Oh, look, there's a person missing a piece out of his arm. So, yeah, if you start with Alisaie's quest, it is heck of a start because you get in there and you're like, wow, this world is so bright. Why is that? Oh, it's because the world is ending thanks to the light side. And now I get to see a live reaction of a woman get transformed into a terrifying homunculus. Delicious.
Nightmare Fuel, grade A.
Yep, Nightmare Fuel, grade A. Would scare again. it also was a good start for Alice. Because Stormblood was a bit weak for her, but she definitely got more attention in this. And as for Alphino's bit of the quest, it was terrible. It was exposition. It was exposition mixed with Alphino for some reason being surprised that things were taking a turn for the worse. It's like you could describe to him Milo Murphy's Law, and he'd be like, "What the frick is that?" And then you describe it to him, he's like, "I don't believe that exists." And the exact thing happens.
And then he does a Pikachu surprised face.
Yep. Pikachu surprised face. Huh? You mean to tell me that things could have gone bad when things were only minorly suspicious? Yeah. Do you see the world we're in? We fought 2 demigods so far, multiple dragons, and a dude who is beefed up on his imperial lineage. What are you talking about? My strongest opponent was the swordsman with the Gatling gun for a sheath. What are you talking about? What do you mean you're all surprised now? So, Alphino continued to suck, and for another weird thing is that we didn't go looking for Y'shtola first off, even though the Pixies were our next door neighbors when we landed in the Crystarium and met the beautiful individuals of Grahatia and Lena.
Mm-hmm. By the way, people, he's a simp for Y'shtola, so just go on.
No, I wouldn't go that far because they fudging butchered her in this expansion.
I will have minimal interruptions, and I'll just put some thoughts in there, but keep going.
So you're tasked with collecting the 5 scions in the first, because they all got teleported to save the world from causing a calamity in the source.
Actually, to correct you, Grahatia says they were an accident.
Yeah, he says that later.
Yeah.
But he still uses them to,
yeah,
a means to an end.
Basically.
But yeah, he does eventually realize, I fricked up 5 separate times trying to summon you, my almighty warrior of light. It's like, okay. How was your first target Thancred? And how did you miss Lise entirely? I would have loved for Lise to have been teleported to the first and not deal with her crap for 2 weeks at a minimum. She just retired and now you're telling me she's free from getting yoinked out of reality? Come on now. I mean, thank goodness it completely escaped Yugiri as well, because that would have sucked.
I keep forgetting she's your queen bee.
So you're collecting the scions. You got the first Levieurs. Mm-hmm. Ellison twins. So after you collect those 2, you for some reason completely ignore Y'shtola, and instead go to the far more terrifying property of the Pixie Land, because they literally just bend reality at a casual whim, and we're just wandering about going like, "Teehee, how's it going, guys? We're looking for this really hot Ellison guy who speaks in Shakespearean language. Have you seen this man? Oh yeah, he's our fudging bay. He's down that house over there. By the way, you're not trying to burn our land down, right? No, we're not trying to. Awesome, we'll just clear this fog for you. Oh, by the way, what's all that hoo-ha in the background? Oh, that's just a crazy guy with a dragon chasing us with his army. Because we kind of pissed them off by taking his somewhat daughter, but don't worry, his daughter completely hates him. So don't worry about it. It's not an issue whatsoever. So we can pass, right? Oh, sure thing, Bay. Uh,
And
I
now you know. Now you understand. And there's something I just have to state. Being an Irishman, that Yokipi and his team just made now you know why you're like, oh, it's like pixies and fairies and leprechauns. No, they're all fucking terrifying, and that's why the Irish are terrified of the Fae.
here's how terrifying they are. Almost every single cat conversation outside of whatever the heck their land was called, because it's
Ilmig.
freaking Ilmeg. Every time you go there and return, someone asks you a question. Wow, that's surprising. I thought they were going to turn you to a bush. Wow, I totally thought you were gonna get shrubbed.
Now you know why the Irish, especially in Ireland itself, if there's a fairy ring, no, you don't destroy it. You don't even go near it.
So, like, thank goodness that you have the rizziest of Ellis in the world to give me some clout and expertise with the pixies, and also
they're fascinated by him.
The mightiest simp. Yeah, they're fascinated by him, and also the mightiest simp for me, who keeps calling me her little branch, Feul.
Feul, yep.
So thank goodness for those two who pretty much said, who pretty much convinced the pixies to either gawk at me because I am amazing and also a friend of their friend, or if you dare step close to me ever, I will fudging murder you.
Well, you also got to remember they call her the Mad One.
Feul?
Yeah, Feul, because she's more curious than she's the most curious out of all of them.
Yeah, they call her mad because she likes humans, which they're like, why the frick would you want that?
Yeah, and also to give some cred to to Iranje's rep, you also got to remember the reason why they also like him and find him peculiar and everything is because he made a deal with them so that he can learn what everything's going on in the first and everything. He did a riddle contest with them for 7 days and 7 nights without sleeping.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Aranje's a badass.
I mean, it's easy to be impressed by a guy who just magically on the spot creates a way to walk on water. So, so there's that. So you go to Pixie Land and help get rid of some wardens along the way because they.
Well, you kind of have to
create this force field of death everywhere. You have to get rid of it to stop the world from impending chaos, and
you're killing them to get rid of the light that has been destroying the world because there's no balance.
Yeah, so Feul becomes queen after you slay the warden Titania,
who got corrupted because she had killed the previous light warden.
And you're going along this way, and you're thinking, I'm feeling pretty confident. This is nothing has changed whatsoever about this day.
2 light wardens dead.
2 light wardens dead. And then all of a sudden you have this frickin' British dude popping out with a white highlight in his hair, talking about how you're going to his every whim and everything's going according to plan. Don't worry, I'm not gonna shoot you. Yes.
I'm just going to stand back and watch.
I'm going to stand back and watch. I'm talking about Emmett Selk.
Don't worry, I have plans going on, but, I'm just not going to do
it. I'm not going to do it yet, though. I'm your friend right now. Did I mention I'm your friend right now? And so then you go to Y'shtola finally, because apparently a poison forest is somehow more dangerous than reality warping the Irish pixies.
No, the pixie land is more terrifying than anything in there.
So you go find Y'shtola, and Emmett Selk is traveling with you and disappears to piss off the locals to make them think that you're some demon. And then Y'shtola shows up and tries to fry me on a stick because I look corrupted for some reason, somehow unrecognizable. And even after like 3 things of Orange saying, "Hey, calm down, it's our friend," she's just like, "What the frick are you talking about?" And it's not until I say, "You don't remember me, do you?" And she's like, "Oh, I made an error. Whoopsies! I'm sorry, I'm blind. I can't see anything correctly, even though I can see the outlines of things such as cave rocks and holographic images. Somehow I can see those, but not the fact that you're who you're saying you are." Yep, I'm a genius, alright. So you go to the village, you find out that Stola has a boyfriend, they're all hunky-dory, you go into, the deeper into the forest with the bunny,
Bunny girls.
bunny girls.
Just call them for what they are, bunny girls.
Bunny girls. You garner some secrets out of them. Out
Oh,
of their
wait a minute.
ruins.
Scandinavian bunny girls. There you go.
You get some secrets out of their ruins, and then you realize that the crazy guy Ranjit has been pursuing you the whole time, and he's already in your butthole. So you and Yashtola get trapped in a corner, and then Ranjit's little advisor's like, "Hey, don't kill us. I've got a special antidote for your people. If you do anything, I will drop this into this dangerous pit that will kill anything that falls down it." And then Ranjit kicks him down in it, because we do not negotiate with terrorists here. Then Yashtola, being the almighty genius she is, uses flow, which totally worked the last time she used it.
You should also point out the fact that both Ranjit and her are falling down the same pit.
No, I was going to get to that.
Okay,
so
okay.
after Yashtola used flow, and then Thancred said, "How about you go too?" and chucks him down into the abyss. And he's never seen again. So you would think.
This will be important, folks.
So then the best boy, Emmett Selk, displays the show of power by saying, "Oh yeah, I can resurrect your girlfriend for you. It's barely an inconvenience. I just need you to find this special flower site and use these cool pheromones called your odor to attract Yashtola," and it works. Immediately shows up, and he actually gives her clothes on this time when she comes out of the rift, unlike Kenna and Sema, because she's a pervert, I suppose.
He doesn't bring her back to life. She's in the etheric sea, basically. And he basically...
Yeah, but that's practically dead.
Well, not quite.
The ethereal sea is literally just another dimensional plane where just ether floats around, and if you're there too long, your own ether dissipates.
Yes, but the thing is, flow doesn't kill her. She just basically swims in the etheric sea, but if you spend too much time there, you basically, for better lack of the purpose, you drown.
You essentially become a pill of Mentos in a Coca-Cola bottle.
Yeah, so basically Mixel stops her from drowning.
Not good. It's not good. It made Thancred lose his ability to manipulate magic, and it made Yashtola lose her ability to see altogether.
It's debatable whether
in the normal sense.
Yeah, in the normal. She's like Daredevil, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
Except echolocation, she can just simply see people's souls and shit, and ether in general.
So that whole thing is situated in the poison forest. Everyone is back together. They all group up, check out the Crystarium, and it turns out that Lord Vothry has been doing some suspicious things, in the background. He's been garnering his Sin Eater army, and he lays down a party to attack the Crystarium. Actually, before I even I completely forgot about Ring.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Ring. Yeah, it's very important actually.
Very important. You see, that's the daughter I spoke of briefly earlier, who's been following us, and she's kind of been helping along.
She's not Ring though at this point.
She was cursed to bear the name of Minfilia. What a poor name choice for her.
Not the only one who's had to be a Minfilia.
Yeah, not the only child that Minfilia abducted for her own reincarnation. It's not disturbing at all.
Well, she did it to give the world hope. That's her reasoning. It was to...
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that she's jumped into tiny baby bodies just to live again.
No, well, remember the thing she had when she took over Rin's body. Well, took over Minfilia's body, and she told Thancred, "Listen, when there's going to become a time where there's going to be a choice. Either she can't take it anymore, and I'll take on all her burdens, or she just wants to basically strike out on her own and be her own being, and that's the choice that'll end up having to happen. And then once that happens, I'll be gone. And of course, Thancred can't take that because he still has this guilt complex. Mm-hmm. This is the reason why he kind of treats Minfilia kind of like it's a little 50-50. He's kind of like weirdly overbearing. Sometimes comes off cold a bit, but not like he hates her, but he has issues. Sorry, I just had to add that little bit.
Yeah. So Reen's been traveling with us, and
it's Minfilia. Don't call her Reen until she turns Reen.
I don't want to call her Minfilia, though. It angers me.
I know it angers me. But you know it's true. Search the ether. It's
still
true.
Reen. Her name's just Minfilia because she's linked with the ether of Minfilia, but the entire time it's the same personality as Ring. I'm not calling her Minfilia until it's actually Minfilia.
Anyway. Technically, she's linked to the Oracle of Light.
Yeah. Which is Minfilia.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole subplot of her trying to garner her own identity between Minfilia and Reen, and the whole using her powers the correct way, learn how to fight and all that.
The whole burden of it.
Burden. Her entire existence was her trying to find out whether or not she relinquishes herself to Minfilia or, helps people herself. So, down the road, Vothri attacks the Crystarium in a terrifying incursion that actually made Lena break down. Mm-hmm. Such a hard shell of hers in the first place. Much sad. You actually have Ardbert, who's also in the story, but he's kind of just popping in and out, checking in on you as Casper the Friendly Ghost. And he's cursing himself during that incursion that he can't help. And he's swearing at Minfilia for leaving him alive to see all his brethren, I suppose, just get massacred. Very nice little moment there with Lena and Ardbert after that incursion. So then you and the Scions go on a fudging crusade to rectify that, and you go chase Vothri down. You go hunt him down, but you have to find a little sneak in way. Gotta be a bit roundabout because apparently the entire city of Yulmore, which is where Vothri lies, they're all brainwashed. So it wouldn't be very smart to, just attack all of them. So you do a little bit of a more surgical approach and storm the castle as you would. You slap the frick out of Ranjit, who had previously been wounded by Thancred, going absolutely baller. And then you go into the chambers of Vothri, and Alphino starts monologuing. He has this whole prepared speech of how feeble evil is and everything. So then, during that entire monologue, he powers up to Super Saiyan. What a genius play, Alphino. And then he runs off, and we have to build a giant Gundam rock mech to grapple him out of the sky. Thank you, Chinuz. Your intelligence is a wonder to this world.
Thank you, who?
Chai News?
Oh, the Chai News, yeah.
Yes. He helped us get onto the top. You pursue Vothri. He finally decides to come out and fight after you waylaid a bunch of his Sin Eaters. And then he turns into handsome Squidward and goes balls deep in your face. He starts shouting obscenities and how perfect he is and all that jazz. So then you still defeat him, and he cries like a baby because the sad truth was that he was miraculously controlling the Sin Eaters by Emmett Selk, and he never matured properly as a result. So then you give him a bittersweet, I guess.
Basically, he had
departure.
He had a god complex.
He had a god complex, but it's a result of Asian garbage.
Yeah, I know.
So you do that, and turns out when you try to dispel the light of that final warden, you cannot take it. However, the boss of the Crystarium that's been being time turns out to be your lifelong friend Graha Tia from the Source. Raises a lot of questions. However, he's just going to take the light and then go across multiple dimensions and dispel it as he shatters in a million pieces until Emmett Selk caps him in the knees, and then starts talking about how I'll see you in the Tempest later on. Bye bye, losers.
Oh no! First he mocks you, saying, "Come on, turn into a Sin Eater."
I mean, he does, but then he says, "Meet me in the Tempest," and then Reen locks your soul down briefly, so it doesn't immediately explode and cause the apocalypse.
Oh, you forgot about Reen's heart-to-heart with Minfilia, because at this point she is Reen.
Yes, shortly after the incursion, in order to find Vothri and his other armies, because there was a warden being a little coward hiding in a pit. You go and have her commune with Minfilia, and they go heart to heart. Minfilia finally passes on her powers to Reen as opposed to reincarnating, knowing that her wishes will be fulfilled at this point.
And she becomes her own person. She gets her hair changes color. Her eyes are no longer the color.
She no longer looks weird and uncanny. She looks like a pretty little girl. She looked freaking weird with her glowing eyes. It's throwing me off.
And she basically becomes the Oracle.
And so, after you wake up from having a nigh apocalypse event, you track down Emmett Selk with the Bismarck into the underground and find out that there's apparently the what the frick is the place called?
Amarat.
There's a whole Amarat. There's a whole city incepted by the imagination of this crazy dude who looks like the emperor of the Imperial Army, because that's how he was designed to look like. He incepted an entire army to fricking roast you alive for this exact purpose. A fricking calculating guy who's been doing it for centuries, and he has a little respite of his own homeland, and you go in there and you see how strangely powerful these the Amarat hallucinations were. And
Specifically,
then
one of them.
one of them, Hylothodius, something like that, actually sees you like in an actual sense, and actually converses like out of like a pre-programmed thing, because Emmett Selk had a small worry about him, and it gave him sentience.
Or as I said, he designed me. He recreated me too good.
Mm-hmm. It's too good of a recreation. And then you find out that that after that, one of Emmett Selk's previous mentions of how Hydaelyn and Zodiark were primals, which are totally called, were freaking, primals. But the result of them duking it out against each other are the multiple worlds, and the first is one of them. So everyone is a fragmented copy of a soul. And you learn that Ardbert is one of those fractions of yours. So go figure. Emmett Selk didn't like that we were screwing around in his little respite. He wanted me, especially, to just go on and die and cause the end of the world. So that kind of pissed him off. But before he did that, he had us witness the events of the downfall of the Ascian race.
Of Amarat.
Because
that's the name of the dungeon.
And after you pass it, he's like, haha, you might be powerful, but I don't give you passing scores. And completely wrecks the crap out of all the scions, and then I have a heart attack. Because I'm still about to explode. And then Graha Tia wakes up behind him and fricking calls upon all the frickin' souls of me to join forces and slap the frick out of Emmett Selk, which I promptly do with Ardbert's axe. And then now the best villain ever is gone. It's so sad. It brings tears to my eyes. Why'd he have to go too soon? It's too soon, bro.
Wait, you're talking about Ardbert?
Emmett Selk.
Emmett Selk. Oh, yeah.
I miss him already. He was gone too soon. It was like a moth in the night. You only saw it for such a short time. Such beauty. Oh well. He will be remembered. It was his final wish. I will remember him for all eternity.
Too soon. Just too soon.
Too soon. He was such a kind guy. Sure, he might have tried to end the world on several occasions with the army of Garleans and Sin Eaters, but oh well. He was a lovely dude. He was a lovely dude. So then you have to go. Then you have to go resurrect the Scions. Because they're about to die. Because Elidibus is being a complete a-hole.
Oh, and his friend he made too good because these are Greek words basically. It's Hythlodaeus.
Yeah. you have to get the scions out of the first, so you concoct this this device that's a combination of white orosite and Crystarium Allagan blood,
Mm-hmm.
and you use that to transport souls and memories. But then Elidibus walks in and says, I'm taking this place for my own because I literally have no power on my own. I have to copy other people to do anything about it. And just ransack other things. So then he overtakes the Crystarium. I have to kick him out of it. I have to evict him. And Grahatia says, don't worry, I have a cool plan. You'll thank me later. He doesn't have to be evicted. I got this cool little trick he won't see coming at all. So after I beat the crap out of Elidibus, who didn't even try to kill me, he literally got frustrated about losing at the start, that he just sent me to the shadow dimension, and then I came back anyways because Emmett Selk is baller. And then I had to limit break and kick Elidibus in the balls, and right when he was wheeling in pain from how weak and pathetic he was, Grahatia caught him like a Pokemon and shoved him into the Crystarium because apparently that whole thing can function as a giant pillar of Orosite. So he's never getting to see the light, I hope, ever again. Freaking brat. So then I returned to the source. Turns out the Garleans are being crazy. Xenos is back and he's not stupid and sucks. And then you meet Fan Daniel, who looks like Asahi. So they are both equally douchebags and complete a-holes.
And crazier than a Chinese chicken salad.
Yeah. Except instead of Asahi just being a douchebag, this dude just is like just mentally insane, clinically gone. He just loses his mind at all times. So then you have to deal with his creations of lunar primals, ranging from Bahamut to Ravana. Or Ravana?
Ravana, you got it. Ravana.
You have to deal with the lunar
Odin.
creations he's spouting out. And you kill a few of those and pretty much stall the events of Endwalker, and then you see this pretty moon, which I have no idea what the symbolism there is, but I'll find out eventually.
I do, and I ain't saying anything.
I'll find out eventually. Moon is scary. It's Majora's Mask all over again.
Well, that was Dalamud.
It's Majora's Mask all over again, bro. There's also the little fact that apparently we found a cure for primal cancer, and it's called flying pigs.
Porgies.
Yeah, porksies.
Porksies,
I
there
love
you go.
porksies. Gotta craft these little clay figures, look like flying pigs, and they will cure all the ailments of the world. Because, of course, because we learned that Sin Eater corruption is about the same as primal infections. We were able to cross-reference Allagan research and research done by the number 1 soul researcher of the first. So we kind of did that and cured Gabu, little munchkin, little cute munchkin of Alisae's. Finally did that.
Mm-hmm.
So now all the beast tribes are finally starting to get along with the rest of Eorzea. Not everyone is at each other's throats, and Charlene is being a douchebag. Alright, there you go.
Oh, you also forgot, because the Porksy thing, she was able to save Gobu.
I did say that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
yeah, there we go. The end. The story is a solid 9 out of 10. I wish there was zero alpha no, and I wish they would freaking not have Y'shtola be this freaking weird bimbo through the entire time.
Oh, you also forgot to tell everyone that
Also,
the twins got disowned.
yeah, the twins got disowned, but that was just like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was just 5 minutes ago.
Very recent.
So you got to meet their dad.
Yeah. Another thing was Elidibus. So deadgum annoying. Man can't even muster power on his own. He has to copy other people and take other people's powers just to do anything. He is not menacing at all. Emmett Selk would be fudging embarrassed, you absolute swine. There's another thing I didn't like. Oh, yes. During the quest for the main campaign, it manually stops you to complete a job quest, which it totally did not tell you to do prior.
Oh,
it just
no.
told you,
No. Hold on. Because...
It totally told you the quest was optional.
Because I actually made another character, so I have 3 freaking characters. Not that you need 3 characters to play this game. Oops, sorry, I was laying down because my back is hurting me, but let me sit my character back down. Okay. No, they actually tell you. Hold on, I might not be able to get to it because I'm playing the game. Hold on here. Is it downloads? No. No. I might not be able to get to it. Oh yeah, here I go. Hold on. So I took a picture because I knew this was going to come up. There's going to be a little pause here, folks. It goes, in order to reach the final stages of the Shadowbringers main scenario, you must complete at least one role quest line. Speak with the Virtue Hunter, well, though who I went with, and the Wandering Stairs to accept this quest offer. So no, it does indeed tell you will need to do this.
Why wouldn't they be more specific, though? It just sounded like it was like a separate achievement you had to get rid of, not a bar in the middle of the quest.
I don't know. Maybe it reads differently for people when they read it, and they're like thinking, oh, this is just something like side content. But no, they do say specifically you will need to do this in order to keep going through the main story quest.
Cause I only say it because it's like, it sounded like when I read it, like, if that's the case, that sounds like it's just going to be like, you can't like proceed into a certain chapter until you complete it. Whereas how this was implemented is, you're going in the middle of a level and you go to this dude. You literally cannot speak with the dude after like 5 minutes because you simply don't have a shiny crystal in your hand. So you have to go on a whole side quest for like 3 hours doing a job quest. And it's like, it's weird considering the fact that I did it while I was almost about to explode out of corruption. So there was that. Any other
these are your quibbles, right? You're going over.
Yeah, these are quibbles. I don't think I had any other quibble.
Yeah, that's how good it is. I mean, it is perfect. It is almost a near perfect thing.
Nothing past nitpicking at that point.
Yeah, nitpicks are just nitpicks, and then you look at the nitpicks and you're like, yeah, I can deal with it. So you kind of like overlook them. All right.
Very good spin on the isekai and a very nice villain.
Which why don't we get into your list then. It's time for BAM's Final Fantasy XIV Chads, betas, and meh characters. And I'm pretty sure this list has changed the last time. I don't remember the first time we did Shadowbringers and you did lists, so I don't remember off the top of my head. So you could just go right over the whole thing now, because now you got the whole experience. So why don't we go with your mehs, because, well, they're meh.
Oh, you want to start in the middle?
Yeah, let's just start with the meh, because, I mean, they're meh characters. They don't stand out.
Well, there weren't too many mehs. I can only think of two right now. Which was Mrs. Nuz, or Mrs. Chai.
Yep.
She kind of just existed. It's more like an emotional tool for Mr. Chai.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she did care for him, but she didn't really do anything else other than be like either comedic relief or just emotional bearing for him. So she didn't do too much in that regard. And then you have Ranbar, who is Y'shtola's
Renar.
Who's Y'shtola's somewhat boyfriend, or
Simp.
Cleanie ex. Simp. Definitely simp. definitely Y'shtola simp. Who did contribute more to the plot, because he's practically like the president of the little village.
Slithborough.
Yeah, of Slithborough.
I will put this in his defense for
And he had a nice introduction when he was talking about the one funeral ceremony.
Yeah, the funeral service is
That's
very
probably
good.
why I liked him a bit more than Miss Chai. But everything else, I did not care for him. He had like one good moment in that, and I'm just like, okay, I'm done with you now.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty short list. Why don't we go with the worst?
One more meh. There's the drunk guy in the mines, where you go into the mines to find that special purple crystal.
Oh, you're talking about the dwarf.
No, it's the lion guy.
Oh, the lion guy with it. But how is he a meh?
Because that was also just his only good moment.
Okay.
Where you do the whole quest. The only reason I put it in meh is because it's like.
So it did stand out for a bit, but
it stood out. But the point of like me meeting him just to make a robot car.
It's tough.
Talos.
Yep.
I didn't need to do that. I could have just walked on the trail.
No. The reason you had to do it was because the gate was connected to a Talos walking over to a certain point to open the gate. That's why you needed the
Which
Talos.
is a fudging pressure plate, which is such a stupid gimmick, by the way.
Yeah.
That could easily be bypassed. And also, that's not even true either, because guess who's waiting on the other side of that thing? Mr. Dragon Man himself. So that doesn't even apply.
Who kicks you off the thing?
We took the legal route, and then this dude's just waiting on the other side to kick me in the balls until Thancred said, run off and help Ring realize herself.
Yeah, I don't remember the character of that of the Rothgar. Of course, they call them something. They call them something else at first, but I'm just calling what it is. It's a Rothgar.
Oh, there's another freaking quibble with the dead gum. First, the dead gum race names other than dwarf are stupid. Well, also elf, but that's just elf. Elf and dwarf are fine, but how the frick?
Yeah, because elves are just elves.
Yeah. But how the frick do you call me a Dron? What the frick? Who wrote that? I was confused when the lion waiter was like, so how you do, my fellow Dron? And I'm like, I beg your pardon, what the frick? What'd you say?
Oh, you
Oh,
don't know?
Tron, you're Tron.
Oh, wait a minute. You're you're
You
you're
mean
the
you're
you're one
Tron.
of Exarch's friends from the other world,
I'm
aren't
like,
you?
I'm like, what? You could have called me like Wormblood or something. That would have been so cool. But you chose like the weirdest letters out of the word dragon to call me Drawn. I'm like, why the frick would you use that? Oh, humans are called Humes. Why? That's also a stupid name. Ugh,
Okay,
I don't
that
even
that was a
remember what they called bunny girls. But yeah, anyways, that's it.
okay. They're
Um,
they're bunny girls. Bunny girls are bunny girls. So
bunny girls. I forget what everything else is called.
I don't remember off the top of my head. It didn't matter. I forgot all those words anyway. And just like, oh, there's okay. This is of course Vera's. I think that's what they were called. They were called just Vera. I think Vera's. It's called what they were from the source. They're human. It never comes up anywhere after that. They never bring those words up. So yeah, that's a kind of a narrative niggle.
But as for the garbage bin of
The
characters,
betas.
now we are sticking to important characters of Shadowbringers here, so it's not too
or
much
for
of a
the
list.
Shadowspringer story as a whole, because remember you do get some narrative things that show stuff in the source during Shadowbringers. So.
Yeah. So who was atrocious? Well, there's a few. Two of them were Scions. How the frick did they bring Lise back at the end of the patches? I hoped to never see her face ever again. And now she walks into the room after I literally save a world free from her influence, and she's just like, "Oh, well that's pretty cool. Who's this cool red-haired guy?" And then Graha Tia's just like, "Oh, mama, is that Lise, the excellent legendary brawler?" And he's like, "No, she's actually an idiot, Graha. Calm yourself."
Graha's just geeking out at this point. So.
Geeking out, but of all the things to geek out, that's
yeah.
the wrong one.
Before people think, oh, he's just like being lewd. No, he's geeking out.
It's like he is not the. She is not the one you should be like being impressed by. I mean, how the frick do you go look at Ralbon and Amaric and be like, oh,
yeah, I know. Come on.
I've heard so much about you two. Awesome guys. Lise. Is that Lise, bro? Oh my god. No. You got your priorities screwed if you're excited for Lise and not Amaric and Ralbon. That's a crime.
Especially Ralbon. Come on.
Yeah. Alphino, as usual, is freaking starring in the trash bin here.
He's the mayor of the betas.
I know part of the. I like how they at least touched up on towards the end of the patch quests as to why he's stupidly naive, and they want to go on. It's like, oh, it's because he's radically idealistic.
Mm.
So
There's
I
nothing
did, like,
wrong with that.
a little bit. Yeah, and Justinian was backing him up. It's like, yeah, I might be this crazy edgelord who sees the worst in humanity, but I like this little kid because he sees the best in humanity. And I'm like, okay, good. We got Alphino progress. However,
It just wasn't enough.
there's a difference between, yes, I have good faith in humanity, and I'm gonna tell a person who is powering up right in front of me to stop being evil as he eats lumps of bread and screams our ears off. Okay.
It wasn't enough progress for you.
Yeah, it wasn't enough progress because where there's a degree of naivete which is where you're inexperienced with that's kind of where naivete is you're inexperienced with interactions. But there's difference between I lack experience to understand a person and basic fudging common sense on how this person is obviously ignoring you and about to slap your crap in.
His idealistic nature blinds him to a lot. I mean, and like we said, being idealistic is not a bad thing, but just like everything, there is downfalls to things, and that's his downfall. He leans too much into the idealism.
You can be idealistic, but he just lacks the head on his shoulders to freaking give himself a good backing. It's kind of like almost every time he's questioned or questioning someone, it's like if they so much as rebuke him, he's just all surprised. It's like, what? You weren't supposed to do that. I was being all holy and cool and good guy, and here you are questioning my entire reality. And it happened multiple occasions to them at Selk too, where he was talking about how it's like you can't just see you can't just see us people as not lives. That's ignorant thinking. And then Emmett Selk is just like, did you ignore the whole premise where I said you're not lives because you're just years of lives? Get the frick out of my way! And he just drops a sword on Alphino's head.
Oh, but there's a reasoning for that particular line to Alphino. Keep that in mind when you're going to start going through Endwalker. There's a reason he says that particular line. And that wasn't really aimed at Alphino specifically. That was pretty much aimed at everyone.
So, I got my fingers crossed that Endwalker finally saves Alphino, because it looks like they finally want to get some building blocks on the Elysian twins past the coils of Bahamut.
Well, if you think about it, you're going to basically where they were born.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm going to be sorely disappointed if that's just a fluke.
I'm going to say he might not get into Chad. He might either get into Meh or you just mention him. He doesn't go on any list, so he's not Meh, Beta, or a Chad, but you probably might get a little bit of
the bar very well, bro.
Well, see, they do have to do something extraordinary to be a Chad. So I don't know what your parameters are for being a Chad. I definitely think he will no longer be in the beta. He'll go to Meh, at least. That's my bet. Is that he'll be in the Meh list. Anyway, sorry, you were still in the beta.
So, another beta, I can only think of two more. There's, that one water pixie boss can suck off.
The Fatah.
The one that makes you do parkour in the middle of his boss phase.
You just hate the dungeon, the last fight. That's all.
Stupid. Which is why I'm saying him specifically can screw off for that fight alone. It's not even the fact that it's hard parkour, it's the fact that your game has the worst parkour mechanics in the history of parkour mechanics, other than those gimmicky games where it's like...
It's just a balancing beam, dude!
I don't care. It's stupid. It's easy. It's just like, why? It's just the most redundant thing. Hey, I'm going to blow up the entire party, but you have to go across this 3-point bridge. It's like, okay, what the frick ever.
Alright, I'm going to do an editorial here, people. The Fatui boss is not in the beta list. This is just Bam being annoying.
What are you talking about?
Go on.
He actually sucks. he actually sucks because he also backs out on his own deal.
Oh yeah, he's like,
Because
no, we're
he's a
gonna keep you
pixie
forever.
douche. Yeah. Joke's on him, I can breathe underwater. Suck my
You win,
balls.
Alisate.
So, and then the next one was I actually didn't like Beck Lug too much.
Oh,
It was the Soul Overseer.
wasn't that the dog person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mainly because of the whole first sequence where it's like, hey, you want to help us? No, piss off. But
Yeah,
the world,
and then
it's
dungeon
in dire
happens.
needs of the world. No, piss off. So then you have to like fight him, and then I die multiple times to blue fire because the teammates kept freaking burning all the curtains before I could get anywhere, so I
Yeah.
kept dying. Beck Lug also just for being like the extraordinaire for
And it's kind
soul
of
stuff
ironic that you
did
pick him.
almost nothing that for like what you recruited him for.
It's kind of ironic that you put him in that list because by their nature, that's how they work. Oh, you need this, then because they're basically dogs.
Yeah, they're basically dogs, but I'm not saying they're bad because
Yeah.
they're like they had shattered loyalties towards the start. That part made sense, but they were also just it's it it would make you think it's the jaded dog because every
He
other person.
specifically is jaded because of
Yeah,
the past.
yeah. So like you would think it's a bit of a different scenario as you recruit them, but it just goes to like
And it's a good thing you
it's
did
almost
the.
forgotten in the middle of the time.
And it's a good thing you were a paladin because you got to see his past
Yeah.
with the paladin job role quest.
Mhm.
So you got to at least understand how he felt.
Um,
Okay, no, I'm I'm not saying that you're right or wrong, but I can see why you would put him in there. You do start off on the wrong foot with him.
um, I think that's it for
That's it.
trash tier.
Trash tier. All right, so it's time for the Chads and the Ripleys.
All right, let's try to see if I can rapid fire this. Ring, awesome, awesome, freaking exploration of her identity. Learned from Minfilia. That's who I should probably put on the trash tier, Minfilia. Oh well. Reen got to learn for herself. She actually fights
She learned.
with a
She learned.
combination of what she's learned from Ranjit and Thancred.
Mm-hmm.
She is eager to help people. Is actually another character who's idealistic and isn't fudging stupid.
Hers is different than Alphino's because
It's a
she's
different idealism, but still idealistic.
well, the way she interacts with the world. Because remember, she's always been kept caged.
Yeah. So she has experience with being jaded, which is why I think her
Or being
idealism
hopeless, if you think about it.
Yeah. It's like for anyone to go through that, I think like you are far more idealistic if you can get past that than Alphino, whose worst memory was not being able to command an army and somehow not being able to read the banknotes out of corrupted tradesmen.
We need to do the Eden raid quests because you get more of your three favorite characters, but which is Uranje, Thancred, and Reen. So you get to get more characterization for her. So,
Yep.
but I just wanted to add that we need to do that so you can experience it. So go on.
Thancred, Daddy of the Year.
What's the
Kicks
number one
butt.
reason why he's also good? Because he doesn't look like a bum.
Yep. He's got the drip this time. He's a tank now as well, so he's finally joined the fray of the Baller Club. Still a very capable combatant,
Without
even
magic.
without the magic. Thancred is Thancred. Oron J, Uncle of the Year. He's got all the riz in the world. He walks on water. He solves all the world's problems by merely thinking about it.
Not
He's
scared of the
literally
Fae.
Yeah, not scared of the Fae. Literally the advocate to a time traveler.
True.
Speaking of time traveler, Grahatia. Freaking this dude woke up in the middle of the source while it was on fire, managed to develop time travel and extra-dimensional travel at the same time, spliced his way into another world,
Created the
pulled me
Crystarium.
into it, created the... No, he just yanked the Crystarium with him.
Oh no, the city around the Crystarium, because that didn't exist, remember?
Yeah, they built around because he invited them and said, "I'll protect all of y'all because Minfilia didn't care about protecting y'all. I'll keep y'all safe." Fathered Lena.
It was a stepdaddy. Well, a daddy to Lena, not a father. Anyone could be a father. Anyone could be father, but your daddy.
Okay. He freaking looked up to your character in the most adoring way possible.
And the most adoring cinnamon
he
roll way.
He had some of the most impressive feats of magic. He was very
Hell, he was toying with all three.
He was very much a hopeful person in such a tragic area of time. And yeah, he knew how to show off quite a few times with an ace up his sleeve for Elidibus. He was able to trick Vothri with like a hologram projection. And then also Ranjit walks into the room and they have a freaking junk measuring contest to see who can get the best one-liner in towards the start of the game.
Also stops Rajit from chasing you down into Ilmig.
Mm-hmm. Great. Let's see. Xenos is getting some praise here.
Oh my god, your bestest friend finally makes the chat list.
See, the issue before was because they played him as the main antagonist. And they want you to think him as an unstoppable force. Super uber powerful guy. But he did diddly fudging squat to freaking like make it look like he was like when I was fighting him, I thought it was stupid that it's like, oh yeah, I'm so powerful because I spam an unavoidable AoE. Isn't this interactive? Don't you feel threatened? No, I don't. And then it's like he goes for the quote-unquote killing blow and breaks his sword on your forehead because he's a pathetic swordsman, much opposed to what he thinks he is. And then he tries to play it off as like, oh yes, I left you alive because you're the only person that could ever stand a chance against me. So I promptly kick him in the balls, and then he wusses out like a chaunch.
Yeah, the only one that makes me think that life isn't a dreadful existence.
Yeah, literally battle horny for all the wrong reasons. if you want a good battle horny character, you go to DBZA abridged perfect cell. That's the battle horny you want. But this time Xenos, you know, it's because he had a limited stint, and of course I strolled up in a regular basic person's body, kicked the crap out of Elidibus, told him to give my body back, and the moment I'm back into my body, I decide, why not kill my father or uncle, and then proceed to fight the Azure Dragoon and Gaius the Black Wolf at the same time, and then gloat about it, and then proceed to just waltz about and say, hey, you look suspicious. Who are you? Oh, I'm an Ascian. Do you mind if I work under you? I can get you some really cool combatants. And he's like, frick, yes, bro. So that's Xenos.
The fact that he strolls up in a regular Garlean soldier's body, he didn't even fight Elidibus. Elidibus just like, here's your body back, bye.
Yep.
He actually was hopping bodies to get to Garlemald.
Yeah. He hopped like at least 4 bodies, I think. A couple Alliance members and a couple Imperial soldiers. Who could I be missing? Chynaz became mayor.
Which I believe you put him in the meh list.
He was pretty meh because he hadn't done anything prior to that. But once
Besides
you get to the
Talos.
patch notes, once you get to the patch notes, you realize he has a really solid foundation. And like he acknowledges that he was pretty much just a corporate hag, and is like, yeah, I can get all the technical problems down, but I need help for people with terms of politics. And, you know, he's a very self-aware character that I enjoyed.
I have strengths, but I also have weaknesses, and I need to make if I can't improve on those weaknesses, at least I can get people that can help me with this, not because I'm weak, but I admit that, hey, I'm not good at this, but you are. Could you help me?
You got Gaius Balsar,
the Black Wolf.
The Black Wolf. He was pretty much Batman through the entire story, taking down Black Mist facilities, pretty much making the bad part of Garlemald at bay. Estinian is Estinian because he's the Azure Dragoon.
We need to do the weapons quest line, which gives you more really good story on what kind of a person Gaius is.
Fordola made a brief appearance, so thank the fricking goodness. Still a very valuable asset. I have to put her there.
And now you have to make a white mage so you can do the job quest in High Walkers. So you can get more Fordola-ness.
Nope. I'm
trying to think. I might be all of them.
There's one I'm not saying yet, but I'm trying to think who.
You put Emmett Silk. He was there, and
I haven't actually said Emmett Silk, but now I will.
All right, well,
now I will, because I've been giving him so much praise in the background so much.
I'm pretty sure people could figure out he was going to be in the chaplain.
You are telling me that you have a dude so deadgum petty that he makes an entire nation that he wants to bring about world domination, and that's his deadgum side job. Okay. So he also has the entire thing where he's, like, disappointed in humanity because he's lived thousands upon thousands of lives in every single aspect. and he still found people wanting. That's literally one of his best monologues in the entire game. Really compelling. He's a very good jokester, but got serious when he wanted to be. So he had that really good balance of, yeah, I like to screw around a bit, see what kind of makes you writhe in your insides, and then other times he can just freaking make you feel the pain in both the emotional sense and the physical sense. Because oh my gosh, when he transformed into that dadgum giant beast,
Hades.
Well, he had two forms. Were they both Hades?
I believe so.
I'm going to say latter Hades, because I didn't care for his first form. And then it's literally the shtick. This is why I make fun of Elidibus, who keeps yoinking power from everyone else. Emmett Selk's like, frick that! This flesh is lame! Get over here, motherfucker! Yoinks off his skin just to kick the crap out of you.
Master of the burn.
Excellent. Master of the void burn.
Because he burns people, period. He's like, oh, really? I don't have to use powers to make you feel like shit. I just use words.
Yep. Lena.
Oh, you forgot a bunny girl, yeah.
Lena had that excellent moment after Vothri's assault. That was probably my second favorite moment underneath Emmett Selk's whole end. It's probably the best part. So that definitely hung on, and I just liked how it went. You got to see the sides of her being the stern military leader and, the much more familial attachment that she had.
Concerned daughter, you could say.
Yeah. Like, you realize that she's probably one of the most concerned people in the entirety of Crystarium, but she tries not to show it the whole time. I think I want to say that is it.
Okay.
That is it for the Chads. If I missed a person, you can mention them.
Well, I do want to add a little bit to Emmett Selk, because this is something.
Addendum.
Yep, you can addendum, but I want to add a little to Emmett Selk, because Emmett Selk stands out to you as being the best character in Shadowbringers, because he's a well-written villain.
So well-written.
So he he even transcends the Chad list. Mm-hmm. That's how well written of a character he is. And the guy who does his voice he knows how to deliver those lines. If you didn't have someone who could deliver those lines just so well, he would still stand out as being well written, but he would be missing that edge.
Just connive. He's just using that charisma.
Yes, that gravitas that he just has. But I just wanted to add that, because that was one thing you always kept saying after you beat the main story quest. That is this this villain is just well written.
Yeah, literally towards the start, I think I met him when he did the pop up behind Uranjay. It was all like, "Oh, don't worry, guys, I'm here to help you." And then Uranjay ratted him out. It's like, all right. Then try to show up without a hologram next time. It's like, all right, no, I'll take that into mind. And immediately after that, I'm like, okay, who is this rat and why is he amazing?
But yeah, it's he's just well written. He's just
awesome.
And I can't wait
to reason why he won the #1 Final Fantasy.
Yeah, and they rolled. They did I don't know if it was Twitter Japan in Japan, or it was a magazine to do their Twitter a poll, and he won overwhelmingly best character. And we should make this apparent. best character in any Final Fantasy thing ever.
Yes.
He was number one.
Yep. They got Cloud and Sephiroth on there. For some reason, Waka was number 2. I don't know what that's about.
Gratia was, I think, number 4.
Yeah, Gratia was on there. Couple others, Noctis. I don't remember anyone else.
There was a
Tifa
couple.
was there, but
I think there was
I'm exempting Final Fantasy VII characters because I think they had like 5 on there.
I think there's someone from 12 or 11 that's on there.
They had a lot of 14 and 7 characters on there.
But yeah, he's just well read. So I guess you said you were going to amendments. No.
If you have a character in mind that I forgot, then yeah.
I'm thinking.
Not sure if I covered Elidibus.
You covered.
I think I did.
You covered Elidibus. Because I mean, you have to face him anyway. He's the whole. He's kind of like the main villain for the patch quests. Is Elidibus and not that it's a ticking time bomb. Like another villain could be the ticking bomb is time, and the time was to get the things set up so you could get the science back to the source, because in the source their bodies are sort of kind of dying physically, and you need to get them in there or they're kind of just fucked. I'm trying to think. It's like all the worlds. It's like the Tempest was not really anything that stuck out there. Bunny Girl. I mean, no. I think you covered kind of just all of them.
I definitely exempted Y'shtola because she's a bitter disappointment in this expansion.
Yeah. Actually, no. I'm thinking about it. She kind of does. She has the moment with when you're going to the Ravel, while you're being chased by Renji and you're going through the with the bunny girls, that which ends up opening up the Ravel dungeon. She kind of. I mean, she's still Y'shtola. It's just.
I feel like they tried to nudge her out the story a lot. But, it's weird that they did that again, because you just came out of Stormblood, which literally starts with, okay, Xenos storms the front, Lys is being stupid, and Y'shtola saves the day at the cost of being hospitalized for pretty much, 80% of that expansion.
Yeah, she pretty much... I will say you'll probably say it gets made up in Endwalker. I won't say anything specific, but though when are you still watching the credits, by the way?
No, I'm not watching the credits anymore. I actually have been done for a bit. Just talking. I just completed the final quest just now because apparently you had to speak with Aymeric at the end.
Okay, so what I'm gonna have you do. Because you don't have much time, but I want you to log out and watch the Endwalker trailer, and I'll wait.
Oh, apparently there's cinematic at the end here. Hold on.
Oh yeah, that's the cinematic. I forgot about that.
Oh, you fudging pretentious... Okay, I might have to demote Xenos for this one. Mother fudger. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to deduct points for being such an edgelord that you chose a scythe as your weapon. I'm sorry. Oh, that's someone else I didn't mention. Fan Daniel.
Oh, that's right. Where did he go in the list, or does he just or is he just a mention?
Daniel is fudging garbage. You can suck my balls. He is such a dead-gum, insane rat. I don't find him terribly interesting, because I feel like maybe it'll get better in Endwalker, but in Shadowbringers, it's like, I'm crazy because I'm quirky. And it's like, okay, I already
I will
just
say
killed
this.
your
You'll
best champion, Lunar Bahamut. And then you're just like, oh, you're only stopping the inevitable. Here, fight 5 more primals, and you kill them with ease. And it's like, oh, well, frick you then. You're annoying. Runs off. Goes suck Xenos' balls.
I will say this. Endwalkers, you will understand him, but I don't think he's getting out of the data list.
It's unfortunate. He struggles with having the face only a mother can love of Asahi.
Which everyone just wants to stomp into the ground.
Yep.
But here's the thing, and I'm going to say this because I've played Endwalker. And yeah, he's just crazy motherfucker. You have to give props to the voice actor.
For Fan Daniel?
Yeah, for Fan Daniel.
Oh, yeah. He definitely is trying. I just think, like, the dialogues person is, like, doing something weird.
Yeah, like I said, Endwalker, you'll understand him, but I don't think he's getting out of the beta list. Your beta list, at least. But once you're done with that cinematic, log out and watch the trailer.
Because
you've earned it.
I enjoy some insane characters that, like, he's kind of trying to lean into the part of, like, I'm insane because I enjoy the suffering of others, but they didn't really do that. It's just, I want to kill everyone because why the frick not?
And that's the thing.
So
You're going to find out in Endwalker why he's like that. It's not. It's one thing if you just spilled everything out about a character and there's no mystery, and you don't get to find out. You don't go on a journey to see why they are like that. If they just spit everything out, this is why he's crazy. That's not how Final Fantasy XIV works. It's a slow burn. You work up to unraveling these mysteries and on why people are doing certain things, and that's the joy of Final Fantasy XIV because it's well written. So like I said, you're going to understand him in Endwalker. I know the list is for fun, and we just do it for shits and giggles, and in a way, it kind of makes sense. But I don't think for you personally, Bam, that he'll get out of the beta list. You might preface it and give him, like, I understand him. I still just hate him, though, because I still think he took the beta way out. But there's a reason, and that's why we like Final Fantasy XIV. Why you actually enjoyed it, and you're paying that sub because Yoshi P and his crew, they made something good that's worth coming back month after month after month. So I'm gonna be quiet now.
Also, Alisei had a very strong start too.
Oh, that's right. You forgot about Alisei. Is she fall on any of the lists?
She's definitely in the chat.
She's a Ripley. Any reason why? Why'd you like it?
She just starts off so strong, and I think, especially with the Porksy stuff, she turns out to be, like, super empathetic.
And that's
which is a nice quality.
That's going all the way back to Stormblood with Gobu too. So this is something.
I feel like they did better understanding that in this than in Stormblood.
All right, so you hear that, folks? Alisei is a Ripley. She's in that list.
Now I have Voldilin speaking to me.
Voldilin. I'm trying to remember who that is.
It's Heidel and Voldemort spliced together. I say that because her nose looked like it was pressed into Or skull.
Mm.
I was memeing.
So you're still doing that cinematic?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's making me look at the moon again.
Mm.
Spooky moon. Moon is spooky.
Oh. Oh, no.
At solemn dawn, grim purposes shines and gazes cast toward the sky. Thus does her final curtain rise, your steps to guide what end betides.
Spooky.
Moon! Much moon messages! Find out next time at goldfishfun.com!
Ooh.
Okay, let's see. System. Exit game.
Yeah, I want you to watch the trailer first.
Let's see who looks like a hobo and who looks like they got the drip. We'll find out.
I'm going to be quiet. Just tell
Why
me
the
when
frick
you...
did it put me here? I said exit game. I
Well,
guess
no,
I should have hit log out.
you should have just log out, because now you're going to have to sign back in.
Log out sounds like, it should sign me out, but for some reason exit game is the one that signs.
Yeah, that brings you to the mod station log on screen.
Dumb. Whatever.
Tell me when you start the trailer, and I'll be quiet.
I mean, I think you'll be fine if you talk a little bit.
No, I don't want to talk at all. I want you to listen to the awesomeness of the fucking soundtrack.
Let's see. Endwalker demo title. There you go. It's begun. Sounds like fudging Nirvana. Is that me? Yep, it's me. I'm sorry, did I have Knight's armor on with a spur on it? That's interesting. They show that Garlemald map had a... Oh, Alisay's got the fudge and drip. I like that little Akamorn undertone in there. What the frick is that architecture? It's like they ripped it straight out of Prometheus. That's a cool city there.
That would probably be old Chaldean is probably you're looking
No,
at.
it was, it looked kind of like Arabia.
Oh, that's Thavnir.
But yes, Charlian also looks pretty good. Hey, yo, Graha, why are you reading the Darkhold? Oh no, that looks like a Catholic church. Brings me Thornton vibes. I gotta kill everyone in there. I'm sorry, I might actually just have to just absend Xenos from the Deadgum chat list. I forgot why part of him being trash
I'm
because of
gonna
how pretentious he is.
I'm gonna advocate in his defense after you're done with the trailer.
Deadgum. What the frick was that? It looks like paladin armor. Does that mean I get a cool blue cape?
I don't know what set that is. I think it's based
Data.
off an actual set.
Because I am definitely taking that blue cape. Looked like it slayed like a Chinese dragon. Interesting. So there was a lot of demons in that trailer, it looked like. A lot of demons. I'm probably fighting a lot of demons and angels, aren't I?
Alright,
more-
then you're gonna have to go on that adventure.
What's the word?
Alright, so
Going on a more Scotia adventure here.
I'm going to advocate in Xenos' defense. Yeah, he's got the scythe. Remember, the two jobs that got introduced in Endwalker, two characters show them
Reaper,
off.
And then there's is it the lasers?
Sage, which Offano showed off when he went to help his sister. So they needed to introduce the job within the framework of the world, and they basically just said, "We'll give Xenos the Reaper job
but
class."
Then they just amplified his pretentiousness like sevenfold.
I'm advocating in his defense. Okay, this is what Yoshi P and the writers chose to do to introduce a new job into the world of Final Fantasy XIV, and they had to do it through somebody and they picked Xenos. Just like with Alpha No, the Sage class is a new class, and it's something that they were and all the hype and the advertisement and all the live letters that they were posting and stuff, they pumped up these two new job classes. So they gave Sage to Alpha now. So that is me advocating into his defense. Yeah, it's edgelord, edgy boy.
Bro, he's
stupid.
So deadgum edgy. He has a scythe and he's just leaning on his throne together. See, I could barely tolerate the throne sitting when he didn't have a scythe.
Well, you also got to remember, he's bored with his existence unless you're there fighting him.
So he's got to compensate for his lack of bonertude by getting the world's most massive fudging weapon, and in addition to that, It's not even a normal scythe. It looks like it's from Bloodborne because it looks like it's got spine cords in it.
Anime weeb. Come on, you knew it was going to be anime in
Come
some
on.
way.
Yeah, but you could have gone so many routes. You could have gone mechanized scythe. You could have gone laser scythe. You could have gone magic scythe. No, you went with Tim Burton grotesque scythe.
Bam, you've been playing this game. You've probably met a bunch of, even in dungeons that you've done, you've probably met a bunch of Reaper player characters. So
No,
you've
I
got
haven't
to
seen too many. I
Really?
haven't seen too many. I've barely ever seen a Reaper. There's probably only 3 Reapers I've ever seen, and you were there when I saw the one with the giant glowing red one
True.
during the freaking whatever it's called. One where he had to fight Heracles.
That's me trying to advocate in his defense to keep him on the Chad list. He just simply was going. They chose him, and so you can log in and try to get some of the getting.
I am, and I'm already confused because some of the HUD looks different.
That might be because of the 6.3 patch, and I'm actually gonna.
Well, it's just weird because I swear this looks different from freaking 30 minutes ago. It's throwing me off. Like, I got done with the story, and all of a sudden, my Iron Will is not just Iron Will, it also is Iron Will, and Iron Will is turned off. Like, it turns blue. It definitely did not turn blue before.
Yeah, that's due to the patch. And I know where I'm going to go because you'll be ending up there soon. So I'll wait for you. As you...
I'm in Mordana right now.
Yes, because you're gonna be do something. And while you do that, and if you usualness, you can come back into the party. So while he is going through that, I'm going to talk a little bit about 6.3 patch. Gods Revel Lands Tremble. I haven't done much. I've done Tataru's Green Adventure, and I started the main story quest. I'm probably maybe a third into it. So I'm not going to spoil anything. We did say spoiler warnings when we were talking about Shadowbringers. Specifically, I'm aiming this to you, Sparty27. Sorry, I was laying down. My back was thinking. I didn't see a thing that you said. Oh, love my ass. I just got it to Ilmeg. Yes, you're going to enjoy. You'll look at Irish mythology a lot differently with more respect after you deal with the Fae. So some things you can do. You can now dive in Upper La Nostra. Okay. There's the main story quests. There is the new Alliance raid, so you will be facing some more of the 12. I know you'll be facing, correct, you'll be facing the God of Love. You'll also be facing Lenore, which is the Fury, from, specifically that was the god for Ishgard. There's a little side story called Tales of Newfound Adventure. If you did 6.2, it's there. You have to look for it. But it's a little side story they threw in there. And I did complete it up to where I could complete it up, but now there's more to do with it. Tanaro's Grand Adventure. It's a little nice little side story thing. There's more custom deliveries. There's been new chapters added to New Game Plus. They updated the icons when you look at maps, specifically for stuff like Deep Dungeons, Eureka, the variant in Criterion Dungeons. They the quests, but I hardly Noah and the Gift of the Archmagus will no longer be available. There's more and more journal entries about the Crystalline Mean and Stadium Delivery quests. Basically, quests requiring the procurement of fish now display fishing locations and the bait required. So instead of having to figure out which bait it is or remember or go to Google and look it up, it will tell you specifically the bait is the more important part. You probably might have to Google where to get it, but at least now you know, hey, this fish, you need to get it for me. It's a collector thing. And then you're using a versatile jig and then nothing's happening. Oh no, they only like this type of bait. Now you know how to get it. Furthermore, quests requiring collectibles now indicate the necessary collectible rating. That's very important. I know BAM hasn't gotten into the crafting and gathering aspects of it, but now you will be able to know exactly what you're shooting for, so you can get most out of it when it comes to scripts specifically. Certain quests previously classified as side quests in Journal have been further separated into the following categories: Chronicles of Light, Hildebrand side quests, Weapon Enhancement side quests, Records of Unusual Endeavors, and side quest stories. Thank the fucking gods, because it could be, especially if you're trying to do the relic quest, the earlier relic quests, they could be a bitch to figure out what steps you're at, what you need to do, and stuff like that. So now it's a lot more easier to figure out. Deep Dungeon quests will be classified as Records of Unusual Endeavors in the journal. The Fate Steel Rain. Odin's level will be fixed at 50. Adjustments will be made to compensate for an unanticipated increase in difficulty caused by value downscaling implemented in patch 6.0. That is the quest where we fought, the Fate we fought Odin at. Bam, just so you know. New items available in exchange for bicolor gemstones from the gemstone trader NPCs in certain areas, which I didn't know, and I haven't actually looked, but now that I know. Ulfinite Tower Skin treasure maps have been added. These are, of course, the treasure dungeons, which has rare stuff that you can only get out of the dungeon. So be looking for that. The Shimmering Gymnasium Aganon has been added. That is, of course, the area for the treasure. When you open a treasure coffer using the map there's a low chance that a portal will appear, and if you go into the portal, you're in a special dungeon area where you can get really cool stuff. Upon using the trigger, doing so, what's it? Main sphere, shining frenzy. Yep. So, rewards for the Cytotron 6000 have been adjusted. This is the treasure maps, the Kumbiraskin treasure maps. Will lead you to the Excitotron 6000. And they've also, the rewards for that have been adjusted. New charge symbol options have been added to company crests. New chain charge symbols options have been added to PvP team crests. Don't do PvP, so yeah. New craftable items have been added to the company workshop. If you do that, I haven't really done it. There's been adjustments made to the subaquatic voyages, new areas, new items, and a new maximum submersible rank has been increased. New wards have been added to the residential districts. That's wards 25 through 30. Unrestricted plots have been added to housing classifications. This is the lottery system of trying to get a house. Good luck. Furnishings from the Final Fantasy Furnishing Design Contest have been added. They're pretty neat looking. Of course, if this would be only important if you are pretty much the one that's doing the lead design for your free company, or if you actually have a house. But if you do crafting, you can make some gil. Portrait furnishings may now be previewed. You may preview portraits in shops, your inventory, and elsewhere by accessing the preview subcommand on any given portrait. I haven't tried that one. New orchestrating roles have been added. Following the addition of new orchestration roles, orchestration categories have been adjusted as follows. I'm not going to go into that. New aquarium fish have been added. Ooh. New seeds for flower pots have been added. That's a thing, just so you know. New prizes are available for purchase using MGP. I was there at the Gold Saucer. I didn't look. I should take a look-see. And of course, there is a new Leap of Faith board called Sylph Step. And if we all watched the producer's live letter, we got to watch Yoshi P fail a lot at it. Following adjustments made to the gate schedule. So this is... everything's on a time clock for the Gold Saucer. The way it works now is every hour on the hour, you will have Air Force One, Cliffhanger, and Leap of Faith, the falling city of Nim. Hourly, 20 minutes past the hour, you'll get Any Way the Wind Blows, The Slices Right, and Leap of Faith, the Fall of Balladia board. And hourly, 40 minutes past the hour, and this is your Earth time, this is not Elosian time, you'll get Slice of Light, Air Force One, in the new Leap of Faith board, the Sylph Step. New triple trade cards have been added. There's been adjustments done to the Island Sanctuary. I'm not going to go into details with that because I haven't really given... No, there's a lot, so I'm not going to go. We'll be here forever. New hairstyles options have been added for your bunny boys and bunny girls. Also, new hairstyles are added for the Rothgar. New duty support has been added for the following duties. They're mostly from Heaven's Ward. Actually, they're all from Heaven's Ward. Great Gubu Library, the Ethera Chemical Research Facility, the Anti-Tower, Surakal, Kai, Zalapatal, and Belsar's Wall. The following additions and adjustments have been made to Wondrous Tales. They have new prizes, and some of them are kind of cute. There's an earring that is a corgi. I kid you not, ma'am.
Oh, I heard.
There's a...
I saw the corgi pet, too.
And the corgi pet, yes, there's a minion corgi pet. And the following duties have been added, so... stuff that you can see in your Wondrous Tales is Pandemonium, Abyssos, which is the 5th through 8th circles, Lapis Manalis, the Shifting Genesian Aganon, which is the treasure maps, and the Clockwork Castletown, which is the PvP. New items are in exchange for Fox Levies. This is the Ultimates. I've not really done Fox Leaves, so I really can't give you anything on exactly how that works, but there's been adjustments made to it. A new emote has been added. It doesn't say if it's for purchase. It's the one where you put your... whenever you're talking through the leaf pearl, when people put their fingers up to their ear. New poses have been added for the sit emote, and from what I understand, this is not purchasable or anything. Everyone has it. It is a new sit emote for everything, so it is through the change emote. New poses are available when using umbrella-type fashion accessories, so if you do change a pose while you're having an umbrella out, there's a new pose when you have it. So battle system, this is just everything that has been changed for some jobs. So, Bam, I don't want to interrupt you too much. Did you get to Old Charlian yet?
I think I'm almost there.
Almost there. Good. You got 10 minutes. Good. Get there, and then as soon as you can get to the Aetherite crystal, go and attune to it. I'm gonna head over to where I think you'll be at, so I can welcome you. Hopefully you can get there in 9 minutes. Oh, there you are. I see ya.
Are they really trying to make me get scared by playing answers in the most ominous passion ever? Get out of my head, Heidelin. I need to not listen to your voice for 5 seconds.
Think, hear, feel.
I literally said 5 seconds, and she dead straight disappeared. That's hilarious.
Oh, that's right. You get to meet her. That's right. I forgot on a boat.
You're looking much less pale. You must have updated your design between that final quest and now.
What, Heidelin's?
Yeah. Because she was ghost white last time, and now it's like she has a skinnier face. It's less ghost white. I think it's a different shade of blue eyes.
Well, actually, if you get kicked out, you'll just be here in Old Charlian, so...
minus 5 minutes and counting.
You can't make a cutscene go
I
faster.
know. I'm having fun. Just having fun. I want you to soak all that in, buddy. There's no way I would tell you
Bathe
this.
and Heidelin monologue.
Yeah. You caught me monologuing.
Had this whole prepared speech about how feeble I am in it. Also, for like the trailer song that you had me watch, it definitely sounded like it mixed all the soundtracks from the previous expansions.
They did, and it was on purpose.
Oh, I believe it was on purpose, because I don't remember what was the Stormblood one, but I definitely caught the Realm Reborn and Akborn and
When you look at Fandaniel looking at the map burning, that was the Stormblood.
Boy, do I love a good callback to an old song, make it feel like your journey go complete.
Yeah, it hit all of them. Heaven's Ward,
Hit all of them.
Shadowbringers.
I love the Akmorn. I'm not biased towards dragons and Heaven's Ward. Not at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all. I'm not an Amrex sip. That's
No,
nonsense.
no. You're there's no way in hell that you're being biased towards, award-winning expansion Heaven's Ward. No way at all.
Nope, not at all.
No way at all.
Downsides.
No way at all that you're basically hyping the best expansion ever that got people definitely where players started to flood to Final Fantasy 14. No way at all are we being biased in regards to getting people to play this game by getting the free trial to just try it out. You will have to slog through Realm Reborn, but once you get in Heaven's Ward, you'll be one of us.
Its only downside is it didn't have Emmett Silk.
Hey, Heaven's Ward had this. Emmett Silk would have been too much.
Emmett Silk showing up in Heaven's Ward would have been it would have been too glorious for the human mind to conceive.
There's no way they could have gone. There's no way they could have beaten anything after that if you had Emmett Silk in Heaven's Ward. It's too much. Too much drip.
No.
Too much drip.
Just double the length time of Heaven's Ward. Just throw Emmett Silk in there. They'll make it work. They'll make it the best thing ever.
Oh my god, I think you're going to get cut off from the opening here, Pam. You only have a minute left.
Dadgummit, stop talking. Yes, I see Charlian. Now land the fudging ship. Oh well.
Just get on your phone after this.
I think my phone's dead. You'll have to wait a couple minutes. I have to
Okay.
charge it today.
I'll do a little something.
It's not even a good photo of Charlotte, dadgummit. All I see is mountains. And moon. Much.
And I think that is him disappearing. Yep. I'll have to wait till he gets on the phone, but until then, I'm going to go to Idleshire. Actually, no, I want to check some of this stuff out here. Let's see here. What was it with the portraits? Triple crowns? No. portrait furnishings. You may approve portraits in shops. Your inventory and Elserbikes. I think this means furnishings. Like, why don't we go to... No, not there, not there, not there. Let's see here. Let me see if this is what they're talking about. Let's go to chairs. Maybe not. Preview saying subcommand in any given portrait. I really do not know what they're talking about. Yes, I have a lot of junk in my stuff, but I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, let's skip that. I'll wait till he comes back, because I was going to tell him about the battle system, but I'm going to go... Before we go to Oshire, let's go to the Saucer. And look at the prizes. I've already done my daily. Yeah, already did that. Okay, prize claim. Let's see here. This looks like just the weapons, armor, accessories, and others, so nothing new in there. This is still just a Blunny and... Yeah, that's still the same. Got it. Oh, I don't have that. Mama Amatatan. Gimme? I will take it. Okay, that's the throne. That's the Coprin Typhon's horn. It's nothing new. Blackjack identification key. 4 million? Holy hell! And I just got the Seven Tender Emperor horn. Oh my god. Holy shit. Any new hairdos and stuff here? That's old stuff. Old stuff. Okay, so the things I saw was a minion and an expensive ass fucking thing. Holy shit. And there is Prize Exchange 4. These are mostly orchestration rolls. Yeah, these are most of the stuff. Fuck it, let me be like everyone else and put it to work. Spooky. So it's 1:30. So in 6 minutes it should be anywhere the bone blows or anyway the slice is right. Let's see which one it's going to be. Nope, it's going to be Leap of Faith. Lemmy will be the new board. I think it will, actually. What says the ghost do? The ghost does nothing. Okay, well, I'll wait till Bam gets in here to tell him that. Oh wow, some nice quality of life changes in this patch. I better go back and go in a bit too far. I believe. Let's see. Wait a minute, I changed my portrait. I know I did. God damn it. I need to redo my portrait. Where did they get those? I want that poles. Bares her teeth.
Hello again.
Hello. Okay, Bam. I'm about to do, I think, the new Leap of Faith quest in the Gold Saucer. Just so if you want to watch the stream, oh yeah, it's the new one. No. Oh, this is going to be annoying. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. How am I overshooting that constantly? Oh, okay. So I see what that goes. Alright. God, this place is big. No! Oh, that sucks. There's a minute left. Oh, God. What? Oh my God, game. I hate you. I failed, Bam. Hey, Bam, you there? Bam. Don't need that. Don't need that. '71, '80, '90. World Darkness, Tower Primal Breach, Second Hoyle, Formation Hammer, Seventh Circle, awesome. Bull Extreme, Striking Tree, Fuck, Read the Snakes. Okay, nothing. I don't have that one yet. You there, Bam? Where's my behemoth now? They all disappeared. Eh. If I remember correctly, the quest that got going away is that one. I was only expecting to get that done. Alright, thank you for joining me as we both talked mostly about Shadowbringers and Bam getting into Endwalkers. I went a little bit over some of the patch notes, not everything. Bam seems to be not able to talk right now, it seems. So he's in the party, but I think his phone's just not charged enough. It is late for me. I am going to go. I will try to do this stream next week. Maybe me and Bam will get to do some shit. He'll definitely be going through Endwalkers. I will be doing other stuff. I'll probably have the main story quest complete by then, done the Alliance raid, and some other things. And I'll give you my opinions on them. So, if you enjoyed the stream, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get notifications when we're streaming. You can follow us on. You can also follow me on PlayStation Network when I'm playing a game or streaming. You will see it in your dashboard feed. You can also join our Discord, Space Canada. We have a Facebook page called Space Canada. So request to join 9 times out of 10. You'll get in. It's all about games, geekery, stupidity, and no real bullshit. We get that on a daily basis. You know what's even shittier than Bam poofing off at 1:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time constantly? Our severely underused Twitter page of Space Canada TV. I am Emo McGillicuddy, my own Super Evil Poptarts, one words, but I don't like my tag. I will try to stream tomorrow. I might do Signalis. I still haven't finished it. Saturday, you can definitely join us for Space Canadians playing Wheel of Fortune. Some reason people find it amusing, and we just keep doing it. And then, of course, Saturday will be the return of Super Evil Pop-Tarts Versus. I will be doing a Resident Evil 8 Dawn of Rose DLC. And I'm probably doing it in third-person view. So join us for that. My name is... I would like to thank Bam, aka J.I. Polaris in the chats, for joining and giving us his opinion on Shadowbringers as a whole and about the characters. My name is Super Evil Pop-Tarts. As always, executor, producer, Taku, and Avail Giddy. Remember, in space, no one can hear you apologize.